The basement door was closed and locked. They should left it as it was. The Wilson family had just moved into their new house they had bought in the suburbs, hoping for a better life. They had bought this house at a cheaper price without knowing the exact reason. The reason was hidden behind the locked basement door. The previous owner of the house had warned them not to open that door, but they did not listen. The children of the family were very curious to discover the hidden secrets in the basement. Now the Wilsons are unpacking and putting their household goods in the house. They don't have much time to waste because it's only a few days until Christmas and they need to be ready for it. Mr. and Mrs. Wilson were cleaning the house with the help of their children, Leo and Lisa, when suddenly a picture frame in a corner of the living room caught Lisa's attention. Lisa went to the picture frame. In the photo, a number of dolls dressed as Santa Claus were seen. She carefully looked at the photo. The picture was like this. The Santa Claus dolls were oddly shaped, had rather long black beards and big red eyes. Evil smiles and frowns were visible on their faces. It was at this moment that Lisa called her brother Leo and said,
"Hey Leo, come and see this. It's very strange."
Leo, who was helping his father and moving the furniture and chairs, walked over to Lisa after finishing his work. Leo saw the picture of the Santa dolls and said,
"How cool they are. They were designed like in horror movies."
At this moment, Leo grabbed the photo from Lisa's hand and said,
"This will stay with me."
"I don't need a scary photo full of strange Santa Clauses."
It was at this moment that Mrs. Wilson called everyone in the house to serve dinner.
"Leo, Lisa, David, my dears, come to dinner."
All the family members came to the dinner table and started eating. It was at the dinner table that Leo asked his father a strange question.
"Dad, where's the key to the basement? I would love to see there."
You asked a good question, son. The basement of this house is a special and inaccessible place. The previous owner of this house told us when we bought this house that we should not open the basement's door because after the basement door is opened, unusual things may happen and the peace of the family's life will be disturbed. So, neither you nor any family member has the right to go there. I hope you understand this.
But what mysterious thing lies in the basement that no one should go there?
Perhaps haunted objects. I don't know for sure. I'm just guessing. You know the door is locked and I don't have the key. For now, it's better to enjoy dinner.
A few days passed. On December 22nd, 2017, at 4 p.m., Mr. and Mrs. Wilson have decided to leave the house to buy New Year's supplies. David said to his children,
We will go shopping and buy pizza for dinner to eat together. Leo, take care of the house. Don't be naughty until we come back. Bye for now.
Then they got in the car and went downtown to buy Christmas gifts and ornaments. Now Leo and Lisa were alone at home. Leo turned to his sister.
"Hey, I want to visit the basement to see what's behind that locked door. You want to come with me?"
But Dad said not to go there because it's possible that the peace of the family will be disturbed.
He said I was only guessing. Maybe he's just scaring us.
But we don't have the key. You said that the key is not in my hand.
First, we'll look for the key in the whole house. If it's not found, we'll find a way. We'll have to go to the basement and come back before sunset.
You were scared, right?
No, I just assumed that there's not enough light and there are no lamps because no one has been there for a long time. Not even the previous owner. Now let's go look for the key.
He continued.
You go and search the cupboards and drawers in the kitchen. I'll solo to the hall and look around the rooms.
After about 15 minutes, 4 keys were finally found. Leo and Lisa both went to the basement. When they went down the stairs, the smell of damp wood could be felt and strange sounds could be heard, like the sound of a rodent chewing something. They finally reached the basement door and started trying the keys. The first 3 keys did not open the lock. Leo hoped that the last key would open the lock. He put the key in the lock and turned it, but it still didn't work and the lock wouldn't open.
I need a hammer and a screwdriver to open the door,
He said to Lisa. So he went to get the needed tools. When he returned, he first inserted a screwdriver into the lock key and hit it hard with a hammer. After several attempts, the lock finally broke and fell on the floor. Leo pushed the front door gently and opened it. The smell of damp earth could be smelled from the door. They finally entered the basement room. In the left and right corner, 2 small windows facing the yard were visible and lit up the place relatively well. The basement room was full of Christmas items. In one corner, small to medium-sized Santa Claus dolls were visible. All of them had long white beards, and their faces were frowning. Several Christmas trees can be seen, which were placed next to each other in a certain order from the shortest to the tallest tree in a corner. Christmas ornaments were on the trees. A thick layer of dust covered all the equipments in the basement. In the middle of the room there was a big Santa Claus doll in a clear glass box. On that glass box was written, "Never open the box." There was also a lock on the front door of the box. On the belly of this Santa Claus doll was written, "Press me." This Santa Claus doll had attracted Lisa's attention. Lisa took the screwdriver from Leo and tried to open the lock of the glass box. After some efforts, she managed to open the lid of that glass box and take out the doll. The doll was very special. The dress of the doll was velvety and soft. At this moment, she called Leo and said,
Hey, come and see this. It's very cool. His dress is velvet.
Leo saw the doll and said,
Yeah, it's very cool. Wait, press it and see what it says.
At this moment, Lisa pressed the doll before Leo. The sound of Christmas music was played, and after a few seconds, the doll said, "Merry Christmas, Happy New..." Suddenly, the doll's sentence remained incomplete.
Oh, I think the doll is broken, but still very beautiful and lovely.
Let me try.
He pressed the doll's button, and the same thing happened again. Lisa said,
I want to bring this doll up and put in my dresser.
No, don't do it. Mom and Dad might know we came here. It must remain a secret between you and me.
Okay, but what should we do with the broken lock on the basement door?
We put the lock on the door, but we don't lock it. You saw that there's nothing terrible or scary here, and neither Mom and Dad visit here. Now let's leave here before it's too late and they don't scribe.
They put the Santa Claus doll in his box and closed the box door, but they forgot to lock it. They left the basement and put the broken lock on the basement door and returned to their rooms. Strangely, after the children came out of the basement, the atmosphere outside changed and the sky was filled with dark clouds and terrifying thunder sounded. After a few minutes, the sound of the rain could be heard. The intensity of the rain was getting stronger. Minutes passed one after another. It was at this moment that the doorbell rang, but not just once, several times in a row. The doorbell ringing did not stop. Lisa and Leo went to open the door. In order to take care of his sister, Leo told her,
Stand back, I'll open the door.
The bell was still ringing. The children were very scared. Meanwhile, Lisa went upstairs to look around through the window to assess who was knocking. She went to her room and looked at the street and yard. Her parents' car was not parked in front of the house. She quickly went down the stairs and looked out from behind the living room windows to see who was behind the door, but she still failed, because the angle of the windows was such that she could not see the back of the entrance door. Leo, who had gone behind the door, said,
Who's that? Who are you?
but no one answered. The ringing didn't stop. He asked again.
Who are you? Answer or I'll call the police.
It was at this moment that the continuous sound of the bell stopped, but again no one answered. There was silence for a few minutes when suddenly the windows started knocking one after another. The children were very scared. At this moment, Leo took a baseball bat from his father's sport bag and went to the door. He slowly opened the door and went out. But no one was around. He was terrified. It was at this moment that two giant pizza boxes came out from behind two pillars in front of the house. The children's parents said in a funny voice,
We are here for you to eat us.
Then they left and came out from behind the pillars. At this moment, Leo said,
Oh, Mom, Dad, you scared us to death.
Amy, Leo's mother, hugged him and said,
We are sorry if we bothered you.
Then David said excitedly,
Well, let's go and eat pizza.
After this time, the family gathered around the dinner table and started eating dinner. Lisa said,
So where's the car? Why isn't it in the yard?
David answered calmly.
Unfortunately, the car broke down, and we had to leave it in the car repair shop to do repair.
Leo said,
Oh, how bad. So how'd you come home? Where'd you put the things you bought?
Amy answered to Leo.
It was very difficult. We came with an Uber, and we'll bring the things tomorrow.
Lisa said,
You mean you will leave us alone again tomorrow?
David answered,
Maybe, but for a shorter time.
Now what do you think will happen to Wilson family in the next episodes? Tell me in the comments and stay tuned for next ones.